What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Your Letters, My Advice. I got a letter, and it really is an important one because I find myself having a hard time about this situation as well. 36-year-old female living in a rural area, small city out in the country, married with one kid. Hello. My name is yada yada yada. Let's call her Hannah. Okay, my name is Hannah and I'm 36 years old, living a pretty sheltered life out in the countryside with my husband and our little one. It's the kind of life where the biggest worry most days is what to cook for dinner or how to entertain a toddler on a rainy day. But lately, something shifted inside of me and I can't seem to shake it off. I have this routine where after tucking my kid in, I spend some time on my phone on the social media, look at some cat videos, some baking tips, and catching up with the world and those I know. But the world isn't as gentle as the one I have built around my family these days. The images and the stories about the situation in Palestine are gut-wrenching. I saw a post on the other day about children no older than my own caught in the horrors of the conflict with their body parts being blown to pieces, and it broke me. I find myself lying awake at night haunted by these videos that are playing in the back of my head. There's a gnawing feeling inside me, a mix of guilt for the safe life I lead and anger at the injustices happening miles and miles away. I have started questioning everything, the fairness of it all, what my role is in this big complex world, and how I can sit back while others suffer so greatly. I'm struggling to find balance. How do I reconcile my peaceful life here with the chaos and the pain in a single person, with the chaos and pain in the world? Is it selfish to want to shut it all out to protect my peace? And if I do engage, what can I, as a single person in a remote part of the world, possibly do to make a difference? I'm turning to you because I need some perspective, something to help me understand or navigate this part. The heavy thoughts in my head and the memories playing in my background. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Let's say Hannah. Hannah, there's a lot here. There's a lot here. Let's start with the first thing, shutting it all off. Shutting it all off. I think that's the best thing you can do. If you can just turn it all off, don't go on social media, don't look at it, it's gonna be great. It's not like you are keeping a blind eye on it, but you are basically protecting your own boundaries. You are basically keeping yourself safe and adjusting the amount of digestion, amount of consumption you get from the social media. But can you do that? Can you actually get off of social media? Is it possible? That's a question you have to ask for yourself. The second thing is the guilt and the shame. Well, it's an atrocity. That's what's happening in Gaza right now. And the difference between how it is on media versus how it is on social media is also mind-blowing. But we understand how this difference is there, because whoever has the control is actually allowing you to see only the things that they want you to believe. So let's go back to the question, the guilt and shame, the guilt you feel for living a safe life. If there are powers over us that do not want the best of us, basically what they want is they want us to live in a fearful stage. So basically, by exposing yourself to these things, that feeling of helplessness and feeling of shame and guilt for your beautiful life is not serving you in the first place. And honestly, God gave you as the first point of view to start the work on this world. So you gotta start with yourself. Does the guilt and shame help you to become a better person? to lead a better life? I don't think so. So those things, the atrocities that they cause, are also making you live a life that is away from gratitude. Maybe you would be grateful and happy because you just tuck your kid into the bed, but now you are not, because you can't be grateful for what you have, and you can't really do anything for the things that you see. So they are putting you in a very awkward place, which is working for them, whoever they are. The ones who are controlling the mass media, let's say. The ones who are trying to alter your perception of reality. The ones that are trying to make you not believe what you see. So by feeling that guilt and not turning to gratitude, you are serving their purpose. So please, the first and foremost thing, rather than feeling guilt and shame for what you have, feel grateful. Feel that gratitude in your heart, in your veins, under the skin. What about the anger? The anger, feelings of anger allows you to understand where your boundaries are. So basically what's happening is unacceptable, and there is all different ways of navigating this in the mass media or in the understanding of other people's minds. But you have to understand that this is pissing you off, this is getting you angry. So what can you do? You are in the United States, maybe you can take little steps. I saw on social media the other day, I saw like a little picture. It says, "I'm just a single person. What difference will I make?" Said 8 billion people. That's the post I saw. It's like so true. Well, I guess the first thing is you can go there and help. Can you? Probably not. Scratch that. The second thing is you can use your voice. How are you going to use your voice? Are you just going to go on social media and then obnoxiously post this and that, this and that? I'm not sure if that's the most helpful thing. You can do that, but how can you use your voice? Well, we are living in a democratic country. You have your selected officials, elected officials. Call them. You know, take some time and then get on the phone. Call your elected Senate representative, the House representative, whoever you are, and then get on them. You're like, we are funding this genocide. Let's stop. That's one thing. And then the third thing, which is the least powerful thing is, but it is not no powerful, is to condemn this in your heart. You know, never ever let your heart get used to this atrocity. So keep it in your heart that, hey, no matter what, beyond any power, there is the power of God, and God is gonna take care of it at the end. So first, do it with your hands. Like, try to change it. You can't. You're not gonna go to Palestine and become an activist, and you will die. They'll kill you too. So second thing is to use your voice, active voice. Call your representatives, call your elected officials, and then urge them to do something. And the third thing is, you know, don't let your heart settle on this. I'm not saying don't go crazy and then feel that heavy, sad heart, but don't close your heart off and then ask for God's permission for the things to improve for all the innocent people. Unfair. I mean, life is unfair. Life is very unfair. It wasn't fair that you were born, nor it's gonna be fair that you are gonna die. The whole thing is unfair. So accepting this unfairness kind of makes you understand that, hey, justice is gonna come at the end. And as a person who believes in the day of judgment, at the end of the day, all the matters will be brought to God. I think it is something that you can accept a little bit easier. It's not fair, but we are going to be asked about all the good things that we went through and all the bad things that we went through. So at the end, there will be some sense of justice. But for myself, I am, rather than God judging me with a sense of justice, I would like God to judge me with a sense of mercy. Anyways, it's little steps. It's a very heavy subject. Don't close your heart on these things. It's very nice that you feel this, but also I would like to advise one book. It's 1984, George Orwell. In order to keep people within their control, there has to be a fear of factor at all times. I'm not saying anything but for the fact that there's a war out there and you have to be scared, and when you are scared, your actions are very predictable and you can be manipulated very easily. So tuck your kid to bed, kiss him or her on the forehead, and then take a moment to feel grateful, because what we are experiencing is temporary, and at the same time what the kids in Gaza are experiencing, it is also temporary. It's hard to believe, it's gut-wrenching like you said, but please, please, please do not let these things take you away from where you need to be, which is a state of gratitude. Hannah, heavy subject. I'm not gonna be arrogant and I say that I help you out with this case, but I hope I gave a little bit sense of solitude to your heart. Thank you so much for your letter, and anybody else, if you share common beliefs about this, please write it in the comments, subscribe to my channel, and share this with somebody who might need to hear this. Thank you so much again for your letter, Hannah. Thank you for your little one, and I wish you peace and blessings.